all understand that this is the month of June. You have July and August. You have 2 months. The course is not something of this speciality. It is of your PG exit level, the one which you have studied for your MS exam. The main goal of this mock exam, whatever result you have, as I have been repeatedly telling over the last 1 month, is that you need to concentrate on what mistakes are you making. And in that, what I would suggest to you is that the questions which you are making wrong, try to analyze that. Are you making mistake because one, you don't know the concept or you have not read that topic, or you are making the mistake because you are not able to recollect, or you're making mistake just in the hurry of answering the question. First, you need to analyze that things, that why are you scoring less, specifically why are you making many mistakes. And then once you know that, yes, okay, I'm not read the topic, that's the reason I'm not able to score, then the solution is pretty much simple. You need to read more. Second, if you are not able to recollect, then the solution is revision. And third, if you are making silly mistakes, then you need to understand that that's the reason of this mock test, so that you prepare yourself to answer questions in a very calm manner so that you don't make such mistakes. So don't at all get demotivated, even if you're scoring less. This course, the ranking, what I want to see is what is on the right side. That is a tentative or the comparative NEET assess ranking according to the last year. I don't want you to see the left-hand side ranking that is in the cohort of your group which you are giving the exam. So see that rank and understand that how much marks you need to get to come in that top 50, 20, 100, whatever your goal is. So that is what is important. You need to understand by your score that how many more correct answers you need and how many incorrect you need to avoid. The goal is not to see that you are 50 amongst 200. Your goal should be that how can I reach that 50 out of that 10,000. So that is what should be your goal. So see your marks, see your mistakes, see the topics where you are making the mistake. I'm working hard to give you a section-wise analysis, dividing the questions accordingly so that you understand that which topics you're not reading or you're not revising well, which topics you need to read again, which topics you have to go through, even if you've not read, just superficially. So that is the goal. So don't get demotivated at all. You have a lot of time. You have 2 months from now. If you sincerely study, then like for sure, I can guarantee that you will get definitely a good rank and you will get a seat. So the numericals, see, the questions what we are asking, it may be 50% of that, the number-based questions, but what we are asking are the important ones. So if we are asking you around 5 to 8, then expect and need that like CTP scoring, GCS scoring, other than 1 or 2 extra would be there. Like last year, they asked certain formulas. For example, they asked for the PT or the INR, if I'm not wrong. So they are starting to ask certain questions, but remember that percentages based questions will be definitely be less. Why we are asking certainly more than NEET tests, so that you are understanding which percentages or which number based tables are important and which are not. It is not necessary for NEET tests that you need to mug up each and every damn number or percentage based table what has been given in daily and Sabiston. What we are trying to inculcate is that the ones which we are asking are definitely important for you to remember. So for that, even I faced that difficulty when I was preparing. So the only thing what I could do was that I was practicing again and again and again that particular set of tables or the numbers. So that is the only thing how you can remember that. There is no other solution. In mugging, you cannot have any trick. You can just go on repeatedly going through that again and again after a period of 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever suits you, but that is the only solution for the number base or the numericals. So see, there is no such thing like rapid revision. Revision needs quality. There is a difference in the rapid revision, what you do before NEET assess, like what you do in the last few days, that is a different thing. And for now, when you're reading 2 months before the exam, the key is to have a quality reading. You should be able to recollect each and every damn thing what you're reading today after 1 week. So that is what your goal should be, that what you're reading today, after a week, you should try to recollect that by sitting either solving a test like our question bank, or just sitting in front of any question bank what you're using and just giving it as a test. That is how you will be able to understand that are you able to recollect or not. And that is the goal of this mock exam. So there is no such thing like rapid revision. Second thing, if you are getting low marks, then don't get demotivated. Instead, be optimistic that I have understood my weaknesses 2 months before the exam. So that is the goal. Low marks, or if we are keeping the paper slightly tough, if you are feeling that's the reason, that there is a reason, that is that you are needing that revision more and more as you go along. So if you're getting low marks, be optimistic that, oh, I got to know my mistake right now, rather than 1 month before the exam. If you're studying but scores are not improving, that means that you need to see what way you're studying and where you are making mistakes. There are only few things. What may happen is, as I already told before, that either you're making silly mistakes by rushing through answering the questions, by just reading one line and thinking that, oh, I know the answer. No, that is not the way. Right now, many of you are finishing the exam in 1.5 hours. That is not the right way. You are wanting, all of you requested for submitting the exam before the test duration ends. This is the reason why I had kept 2.5 hour compulsory. You have to sit, because you will avoid the silly mistakes by revising your answers after you have finished once. That is how you will do in NEET SS. You will have to sit for 2.5 hours. If you are finishing in 1.5 hours or 1 hour 45 minutes, definitely you will go through once or twice. Why not same thing you practice when you're giving this mock exam? What is the haste in completing this mock exam in 1.5 hours and then going to do other things? So that is the reason I'm telling that revise what you have answered. That is how you will avoid certain mistakes. Second thing, if you're reading and not getting good marks, that means that you are lacking somewhere which you need to evaluate. That is only how you will improve and you will progress further. Don't see that, oh, I answered 100 questions right, I'm good. You have to see where you're making mistakes in the other 20-25 marks, which will decide your rank. Out of 150, even if you're getting nearly 90 to 100 correct, don't think that you'll get a good rank. You will be in the average ranks. If you need a good rank, you need to get that extra plus 10 plus 20 questions correct to get a good rank. So if you're unable to manage time, then you need to see that, are you wasting too much time on one question? See that these 3 exams, you need to get a fair idea regarding the topics where you're lacking. And if you are not able to complete, as correctly said, that managing time is the goal of your all in this 1 month of 5 mock exams in the month of July. This 5 exams, you need to see your time management skills. You need to understand that 150 questions, 150 minutes, 1 minute per question, you need to move on. If you're not able to answer in 1 minute, you cannot waste more time. You can waste only time if you have solved certain questions fast, you are running ahead of the time, and then only you should give more time on a particular question. Otherwise, mark the question for review and move ahead. After you complete the whole paper, then come back to that question in the remaining time. Don't waste your time in the initial period when you are going through the first attempt. Give what I used to prepare mentally when I was sitting in front of the computer before the exam was that 150 minutes, 150 question. Just for example, mine was 60-40, but 150 questions, 150 minutes, you have to complete in 40 seconds. 20 seconds you have to keep spare, because that will be useful for revision and for going through the questions which need more time. You need to be reading the question properly, but yet you need to be efficient. You don't need to be fast in answering the questions. You need to be efficient. See, MCQ exam is something which you need to be smart about how you are going about your attempt. Theory exam is something which you have read and you can just write stories. You can write few important points. Other than that, you can just write logically and you can pass. But MCQ is such thing that it will need your 200% concentration and efficiency. So I hope those who have asked, it is very important for you to ask your queries, where you're lacking, what you are getting demotivated, everything. This is the reason why the discussion sessions are kept, so that everybody can reach out and understand that you are not alone. Everybody is going through some point or another. There may not be a ranker right now, but 1.5 months, 2 months down the line before the NEET test, all of you may be the rankers. So don't think like that you are nowhere right now. You have time, 60, 70 days more to go. So you have the time to buckle up and prepare more sincerely. So I think what you have asked, I have pretty much covered what everyone is going through in this period. Any more doubts? Anybody else want to ask? So I think everybody is pretty much clear and I don't see any more queries. So then we'll start with the discussion. So revision schedule, if you start from today or 1st July or whatever your schedule is going on, as I have already told when we had the dates was announced, that divide your schedule in parts of 3. Like now, if you have 75, 72 days, divide it into schedule of like divide by 3 and divide that accordingly according to your preparation level. If you are reading for the first time or you are just completing your first reading, in the first third of this duration, you need to read nicely. In the second duration, you need to revise. And in the third duration, you should attempt to try minimum 1 or more than 1 revision. So that is how you should divide grossly. And out of that one third of duration, you should divide according to your weaknesses and strengths. Right now is the time to concentrate on the weak topics. So give a majority of the time to that and the less time to the strong topics. When you come to the revision, both should have equal time. You should revise everything properly. You're already getting the correct and the incorrect answers in your analysis. So that is not something extra, which I think that is already given. So in the analysis now, see, everybody's like studying in a different way. Some of you may be like working and studying. So what I have been telling is that whatever your time of work is there, after you come back, divide your remaining time into a short duration of 45 to 1 hour, followed by some 5-10 minutes break. That is a usual thing what you'll get on the internet. That is not something which is out of the blue. That is even what I followed was whatever, whenever you're reading, concentrate and try to read in that duration of 5 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours. But if somebody is reading from morning till night, my personal schedule was that I used to solve after getting like waking up and after getting fresh. I used to start off with the MCQs, minimum 100 to 150, and then move on to the theory revision. So because in the morning I used to start off with the MCQs, I used to get into that rhythm of solving questions and getting into the hang of the reading part. And then I used to cover the theory revision throughout the day. And I used to divide my schedule. If I'm dividing a month, I used to divide it into part of 3. If I used to make a daily schedule, my day used to be divided into morning, evening, and night. So that is how I used to do it. And that is how I advise you to do. So if you say the books daily is must, Savston, GIT, almost everybody is telling me that they have read GIT and nothing else. So in Savston, my personal thing was that you need to read the perioperative part, you need to read the specialty and GIT. And endocrine also you need to read because very nicely given in Savston. Now, in this 2 months, if you don't have time, you have not read, then just revise what you have read and solve the MCQs which we are giving. I think that should cover everything. But to be honest, daily 100%, Savston also, perioperative, burns, specialty, GIT, endocrine, and the vascular. CTVS is not needed from Savston. That is what I would advise. Yeah. So now we will move on. I think if you have any more doubts, you can obviously reach out to me in the group or to me personally. But one thing I would like to tell you is that in this 2 months period, whatever group we are having in the WhatsApp, try to utilize that not just for discussion. If you have any kind of you are getting demotivated, you are feeling low, reach out to me or in the group. All of you, I would advise that help out each other. Eventually, your goal is to get a seat for yourself. So don't consider others in the time of need that why should I help? Don't think like that. Try to help each and everybody. That is what I would advise you.